The content of this video is intended for informational and educational purposes only. Any discussion or demonstration involving alcoholic beverages is not intended to encourage excessive or irresponsible consumption. Viewers are encouraged to drink responsibly in accordance with local laws and personal health guidelines.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good
Afternoon.
afternoon, everybody out there in Facebook land. We are excited to be here this afternoon. I am Garbo Hearn, the director of Pyramid Art Books and Custom Framing and Hearn Fine Art, where we focus on Black culture through literature and the fine arts. But one of our focuses with Pyramid is that we do community programming. So we started Wisdom Wednesdays in September, and so we're at the end of the year. This is the last one for this year. So we're excited for you to be here today. And the whole point of Wisdom Wednesdays is for those who are retired or those who are ready to retire. And that's whatever age you want it to be. But there are topics and subjects that we need to discuss. And one of them is alcohol and understanding how it works in our bodies as we age. So I invited Ms. Tami East with Have Bar Will Travel to talk about sipping seniors, sips and seniors, and what's the subtitle of your presentation? I know it's on exploring life with libations. So definitely, we're going to learn a bit today, and then we'll have Miss Camille Watkins will come up and talk again about Medicare and insurance, and all of us need to know about that in our lives. And we have Miss Letitia Moore from Oak Street Health to talk about what Oak Street can do for you. So let's give Miss Tami East a hand. Oh, you got one. Okay.
Thank you, Garbo, for having me. I am Tami East with Have Bar Will Travel. We are a concierge bartending service, which means that we take care of all your beverage needs. We can come to your home. We can do events in a venue. We can be outside, your backyard, or with the venue. Wherever there's a party, there's us. So I appreciate you guys for attending today. I've been in business since 2013, and I have 6 full-time contracted people that help me out. It's not just me, and I couldn't do it without them. And I also have 4 contracted people that help out part-time whenever we need them. So we're a pretty big team. We can handle small parties, large parties. Basically, you purchase the alcohol and we bring everything else. We do a similar setup for what you see today. We serve everything, wine and beer or a full bar. Or if you need us to serve mocktails, we can serve mocktails. So we cover the whole gamut as far as beverages are concerned. We'll talk about some other things that we can help you with a little bit later. I've got quite an extensive report here, but I'll try and get through it quickly. But not too quickly. I want you to understand. Can you hear me okay? Okay, great. We'll start out with in 2025, health authorities emphasize that alcohol affects senior citizens more intensely due to natural physiological changes. As the body ages, it loses muscle mass and water content, which means alcohol becomes more concentrated in our bloodstream, leading to higher blood alcohol levels from fewer drinks. So if you recall, back when you were younger, you could probably really put them away. And now you have 2, 3 drinks and you're like, woo, okay, that's enough for me. So that's why. Effects of alcohol on senior citizens: you have your physical health. Alcohol accelerates cardiovascular aging by causing cardiac fibrosis, scar tissue, and reduces the heart pumping efficiency. It also increases the risk of falls, bone fractures, and severe head injuries. I don't know if you know or if it's happened to you, falls tend to occur a bit more as you get older. Don't know, balance, keeping your balance straight. Cognitive decline: even moderate drinking, 1 to 7 drinks per week, is associated with lower brain volume and 57% higher risk in dementia. Who's got trouble remembering things? Me. Sleep and immunity. Alcohol disrupts REM sleep, which is supposed to be the best sleep. I'm not sure if I've caught up to it yet, but that's what I've heard, which is critical for memory and weakens the immune system, making seniors more vulnerable to infections like pneumonia. So that non-sleeping, definitely consult with your doctor about that. Let them know that you're not sleeping throughout the night. You're waking up, especially if you're waking up at the same time each night. Gastrointestinal issues. Alcohol can cause leaky gut, leading to chronic inflammation and liver damage. Herbal teas and infusions. Chamomile or peppermint teas can be more relaxing at night. So instead of having that glass of wine, which we think we need to relax, it's better if you have a chamomile tea or the peppermint teas. They help your body to woosah. Mocktails, such as we're having today, using sparkling water, fresh herbs like mint, rosemary, muddled fruit, that provides celebratory feels. So you feel like you're getting a drink, but you're not actually drinking. So we encourage that at our events. In fact, we kind of change our model. We make the drink virgin so that those who are not drinking, for whatever reason, people have various reasons, and it's not always due to alcoholism, it's due to calorie intake. They may be on a specific diet. They may just not want to drink because they know where they're going after. It's just various reasons. So we make the drink virgin as much as possible, and that way we can add the alcohol in the cup. And those that want a little bit more, we can help them. Those that want a little bit less, we can help them. Those that want it virgin, of course, we can help them. So no one's looking at your cup going, oh, you're not drinking, you're not having fun. So we don't want that. So we add a little bit of fruit and some, make it really pretty so that you still feel a part of the party even though you're not drinking. Functional beverages. Some 2025 health-focused drinks include magnesium and designed to promote relaxation naturally. So that's what you want, especially when you're drinking at night. You want to think downtime. Flavor-infused water, adding cucumber, lemon, or berries to water helps maintain hydration. So when you go somewhere and you see that jar full of water and fruits and stuff, that's a good thing. You definitely want to get some of that. Alcohol and medication interactions. Since over 90% of older adults take medications, mixing them with alcohol is a primary health concern. Alcohol can make medications ineffective or dangerously toxic. So I'll give some examples, the common examples of what they are, as well as potential interaction risk. So painkillers like aspirin and acetaminophen? I know, these big words, Increased risk of stomach bleeding or liver damage. We don't want that. Sedatives for sleep aids like benzodiazepine, like sleeping pills. Severe drowsiness. That's not good, especially when they tell you don't drive. Don't drive. Literally, because you never know when it's going to take effect. You may not feel sleepy at first, but then as you're going along, you may have some issues, so we don't want that. Blood pressure. Many blood pressure meds cause dizziness, fainting, and heart rhythm problems, so be aware of that. Diabetic meds like metformin, insulin, dangerous blood sugar fluctuations, and lactoacidosis. Blood thinners, warfarin, significantly increased risk of major internal bleeding. So all of these are like, okay, got to be careful. Antibiotics like metronidazole causes nausea, vomiting, and potential heart problems. So all of these, does anyone take any of these in here? Any of these medications? Okay, well then we're a pretty healthy bunch. Is anyone watching their gluten intake? Okay. Gluten, what is gluten? Gluten is a sticky protein that gives dough elasticity and helps foods maintain the shape found in common grains. What does gluten-free mean? Means that the diet includes gluten, a protein found in wheat, barley, rye, and which is essential to people with celiac disease and gluten sensitivity, but also adopted by others for perceived health benefits, requiring careful label reading to avoid hidden gluten in many processed foods, grains, and even some medications, focusing instead on natural gluten-free foods like fruits, vegetables, and meats. Who needs to eat gluten-free? Celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disorder where gluten damages the small intestines. Non-celiac gluten sensitivity causes symptoms like bloating, headaches, digestive issues when gluten is consumed. Wheat allergy, being allergic to wheat. What's included naturally gluten-free? Fruits, vegetables, fresh meat, eggs, dairy, nuts, and gluten-free grains like rice, quinoa, corn, buckwheat, millet, and oats, if certified. That's if you can have that. So if you can't have that in your diet, keep that in mind. What's excluded? So wheat, barley, rye, and their derivatives. Many processed foods like sauces, like soy sauce, baked goods, cereals, and even some supplements and beauty products. We have to watch that, ladies, because we're always putting something on our face or our skin or our body. You gotta be careful. Gluten-free options, what difference it makes. Many alcoholic beverages are naturally gluten-free due to their base ingredients or the purification process used during manufacturing. Naturally gluten-free options, these resources identify gluten-free alcoholic drinks such as wine, cider, pure spirits, and advise caution with flavored liquors and cocktails. Wine, this includes red wine, rose, sparkling wines like champagne, and prosecco, which are made from grapes. Just a little fun fact, champagne can only be called champagne if it comes from France. Anywhere, say if this is France, but he's sitting outside of France, he cannot call his bottled, even though it's, has all the bubbles and all the things, he cannot call it champagne. It has to be prosecco or something else. Or on a larger scale, think of Little Rock, North Little Rock. If you're in Little Rock, that's France. You make all the champagne you want. North Little Rock, no way. Has to be called sparkling water. So they own the patent on that. Just a little fun fact there. And Prosecco is considered, it's like champagne. A lot of people like Prosecco. It's a good thing, and it's sparkly. So you still get the feel of champagne, but it's called sparkling water. Cider. Most hard ciders are fermented from apples or other fruits. Hard seltzers, these are generally made from fermented sugarcane and agave. Sherry and port wines, these fortified wines are made from grapes that are considered gluten-free. Distilled spirits. According to major health organizations, all pure distilled spirits are gluten-free, even if they are made from wheat, barley, or rye. The distillation process effectively removes gluten proteins, and safe options include like vodka, gin, whiskey, bourbon, scotch, rum, tequila, mezcal. Does anyone know what mezcal tequila is? Okay, what is it? I saw your hand.
It's just made from a different plant than tequila is made from. It's basically a kind of tequila, but it's not tequila because it's not made from that particular agave plant. It's made from a cousin.
Okay, and it's smoked. That's when you know that it's the main thing, the other ingredient that they do to it is it's smoked. Brandy and cognac. Items to check carefully. While the base alcohol may be safe, gluten can be introduced via additives like beer. Standard beers, ale, and lagers are not gluten-free as they are brewed with barley or wheat. Look specifically for labels that state gluten-free beer, gluten removed, rather than gluten removed, because that means it was in there, but they took it out. But completely gluten-free means that they never put it in there. So if you're gluten sensitive, those are things you would look for. Flavored spirits, flavored vodkas, gins, whiskeys, which you know now they've come out with every flavor you can imagine, may contain gluten-based flavorings added after distillation. So you might get the bourbon, but then if you get that apple crown, you know, or whiskey, now we're talking gluten. Cocktails, some mixers, don't look this way. Some mixers, syrups or specific ingredients like Worcestershire sauce, often found in Bloody Marys, may contain gluten. Who likes Bloody Marys? Would say me. I've heard they're good for a hangover. Okay, but that's another day. But yes, even your Worcestershire sauce could possibly have some gluten in it, so be careful. Liqueurs, which is a sweetened flavored drink and sometimes creamy. You've seen like Bailey's, that's a liqueur, and that's the creamy one. But then you have triple sec, which is a liqueur, which just flavors the drink. It's not creamy, but it's an orange liqueur. Cordials, which is like a brandy or a rum. While many are safe, some brands use thickeners and flavorings that contain gluten. So be careful when you're making that drink what you're putting in it. It may taste good, but it may not be good for you. Again, we're not looking this way. Something you can watch for, is anyone watching their calories? We all are pretty much watching our calories in one way or another. Well, I know, right? So if you are, there are some solutions. You have Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, and that is a beer. La Marca Prosecco, that is the sparkling champagne. And those two are good when you're watching your calories. Alcohol is both a toxin and an inflammatory substance for our bodies, and our body does not have the ability to store alcohol. While you drink, your body burns alcohol first as a fuel source, a process that can be contributed to weight gain later on. Definitely experienced that. Regularly consuming alcoholic drinks that are sugary and or high in calorie intake can also slow down your weight loss process. So that's a lot of times why they say when you're on a certain diet or you're working out, trying to get to a certain weight, they say to pretty much eliminate the alcohol. Now, there's no best vodka for weight loss, as all vodka is low carb and calorie dense due to the alcohol. The key is choosing the low proof. Like 80 proof only contains 40% alcohol. If it's 100 proof, it only contains 50% alcohol. So use sugar-free mixers like we have here, our tonic and our soda. Those are good things. Having a Diet Coke instead of a regular Coke in your in your cocktail, those help. While avoiding sugary juices or sodas that add significant calories with brands like Smirnoff, Grey Goose, Tito's, and of course, Delta Dirt. And it even says it on the bottle that it's gluten-free. So those are good things that you can look for there. How to choose and mix for weight loss. We're all concerned about weight loss. I don't know during the holidays. I think we should be allowed just a universal pass, Because I want some dressing, I want some macaroni and cheese. Yeah, all that. Vodka itself has 0 carbs, making it better than beer or sugary cocktails if you're watching carbs. Your calorie example, vodka and soda, which is this one, is about 97 calories. My godmom was watching her calories, but she still had to drink. Would like to drink. So she had me looking up all of these different, but what's the best vodka I can drink? What's the best bourbon? Well, with the vodkas, they all run about 90 to 100% as far as calories. So once you add the soda, of course, that ups the calorie intake. But They're all pretty good. If you can drink it straight. If you can't drink it straight, it's okay. There's hope. That's what we have the lime for, or the soda, or the tonic. I'm a tonic girl, so that's where I'll go. Vodka with sugary mixer can easily jump up to 150 calories, so that's why they tell you, either drink it straight with a piece of fruit, or, have a diet or club soda. Key takeaway, focus on your total drink calories by using low-calorie mixers, not just the vodka brand, to support the weight loss. What is alcohol intolerance? You have some people say, "Oh, I'm allergic to alcohol. I just can't do it, period." So alcohol intolerance is a physical reaction that can happen immediately or shortly after drinking alcohol. It's not an allergy in the typical sense, but it can feel like one. It occurs in the body, can't properly break down the toxins in alcohol, leading to not so festive symptoms. So nobody wants to drink and then feel bad afterwards. You go into a party, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy the festivity that you're attending. Alcohol intolerance is primarily caused by an enzyme, and I did practice this word. We have a doctor in the house. I should just hand you my sheet. Dehydrogenase. This word right here, right there.
Oh, aldehyde dehydrogenase.
Thank you. You don't want that. Caused by the enzyme. And that's a deficiency. If you're deficient in this area, you may experience uncomfortable symptoms consuming alcohol. So basically, when you go into a party, you just got to watch what you drink. You know what your body can do. You've seen it. You've seen the changes. Hopefully, they don't come as a surprise. But as you learn, then you learn better, you do better. So. And always, 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 I should have started with this, but always consult your physician when it comes to alcohol. Don't just check moderate drinking when you know you have a drink every day. Just check it, and then when he comes in to talk to you, well, okay, doc, here's the real deal. And then he can help advise you on, okay, well, if this is what you like, this is what you need to do. And in moderation, correct? Just check it. Difference between alcohol intolerance and alcohol allergies. It is easy to confuse alcohol intolerance with an alcohol allergy. While both ruin a good party, they have different causes and symptoms. The main difference, alcohol intolerance is a genetic metabolic disorder of the digestive system, so your tummy area, while an alcohol allergy is an immune system response to an ingredient in alcohol. And so, again, that's one reason why we do fix the cocktails virgin, because I do have friends who have parents who are allergic to alcohol. I had never heard of it until she told me. I was like, "You're what? How are you allergic to alcohol?" Please, Lord, don't let that happen to me. But But at the same time, they are. So it's their immune system. It's nothing they can do about it. She literally cannot have alcohol, or she's just going to be feeling bad for the next 2 or 3 days. And who wants that? So now here's the flip side of the coin. We all know that every now and then we have that uncle, friend, sister, brother, mother, father that may have to attend Alcohol Anonymous. So therefore, what is that? So that you understand if you run across someone who seems to fit this category. Alcohol Anonymous is a fellowship of people who come together to solve drinking problems. It doesn't cost anything to attend the meetings. There's no age limit or education requirement to participate. Members are open to anyone who wants to do something about their drinking problems. So you don't have to have an intervention necessarily, but definitely if you recognize that, maybe pull that person to the side and address it. Signs and symptoms may include being unable to limit the amount of alcohol you drink, wanting to cut down on how much you drink, or making unsuccessful attempts to do so, spending a lot of time drinking, getting alcohol or recovery from alcohol use, feeling strong craving or urge to drink alcohol. So if you or you know someone in your family or friends that mimic these symptoms, you definitely want to address it and see about getting them some help. Google is your friend. Just Google the nearest facility near you. Give them a call, and I'm sure they have information that can help you. However, before we go down the rabbit hole and not be able to drink at all, there are some non-alcoholic spirits. So now that lifts your spirits again. Popular non-alcoholic spirits. Non-alcoholic spirits are designed to be mixed into cocktails and spritzers, mimicking the taste and mouthfeel of traditional spirits through a variety of botanicals and innovative processes. Non-alcoholic spirits and beer, many say zero proof. Zero beers offer the same flavor profiles as traditional drinks without the ethanol content. And a couple of brands that you can find is Ritual has zero proof, Lyre's has zero proof, Seedlip has zero proof, and Spiritless Kentucky 74 has zero proof. Now I could not find any research on it, but it's coming. They have a non-alcoholic bar, and there's going to be a non-alcoholic liquor store. I don't know if it's here. I was watching TV in New York, and so it's definitely coming. But they have beverages that you can choose, and I Googled where can you purchase non-alcoholic beverages here in Little Rock, in Arkansas. So Colonial Wine and Spirits came up, and it's Ritual, like Ritual, the regular way you spell it, zero proof. They carry that. Warehouse Liquor Market, which is on 9th Street, as well as North Little Rock on Broadway. Colonial Wine and Spirits is out west, off of Markham. And Whole Foods Market is there in the shopping center, Pleasant Ridge, right off Cantrell. So those are 3 places you can go. But you can also ask your favorite liquor store, do they have any alcohol-free beers? Everybody's heard of O'Doul's. I think that was our first introduction to non-alcoholic beverages. And that way you'll be able to choose what you're looking for carefully. Oh, and if you go out of town, go to Total Wines, one of my very favorite liquor stores. Has anybody ever been to Total Wines? Total Wines. When I walk in there, I just go, oh, I have arrived. It is a beautiful liquor store. I don't know if you know, but I like going to liquor stores. But anyway, we all have our thing. But they have the greatest bar toys. Oh, I know. We were getting one. I don't know where we are with that. But anyway, that was the rumor. But the closest one is in Texas. I haven't seen, Dallas, yeah. I haven't seen one in Memphis and further, but down south, they're very popular. So I won't be surprised if we do get one. So hopefully something that was said here today will help you know the best options to choose for yourself when you're drinking. Don't forget to talk to your doctor about medications you are taking, because you never know sometimes you're taking 2 and 3 medications. You never know what the side effects alone of those 2 or 3 medications, much less mixing them with alcohol. So you want to be very, very careful. We cannot stress that enough. And as we said, alcohol is a double-sided coin. It's fun, but it can be dangerous. So know when to tell your friends you're taking their keys. You're having a house party, you're at an event, go, no, I'm going to drive you home. It's okay. They have a choice to stay with you, or you can send them home in an Uber. If it's inconvenient for you, we'll figure out how to get the car tomorrow. Much safer options. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Buzz driving really is drunk driving, people. For real, it really is. Drowsiness. So when you have medication that makes you drowsy, what we were talking about earlier, do not drive or operate heavy equipment. That's why that's on the label. It's there for a reason. You got to pay attention to that kind of thing. Like I said, you might be fine when you start out, and later, 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, whew, okay, I'm trying to stay awake here. No, you don't want that. Check your meds. Don't ride with a drunk driver either. Okay? Yeah, girl, I'm all right. Come on. I think I'm gonna call Uber, and you need to get in here with me. You know, because no, that's not a good option. Experts have known for a while that heavy drinking, meaning 8 or more drinks per week for women, and plus 15 plus a week for men, raises your risk for high blood pressure and hypertension. When blood pressure, the force of blood flowing through the arteries, is consistently high, that ups your risk for a heart attack, stroke, and heart failure, as well as vision loss and kidney disease. And just so you know, Arkansas DWI, driving while intoxicated, laws make it illegal to drive with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08. They keep lowering it because they really don't want you to drink and drive. Period. With penalties increasing for repeat offenders, including jail time, significant fines from $150 to $5,000, license suspension, 6 months to 4 years, plus mandatory alcohol education and possible ignition interlock devices with a 5-year look-back period for enhancements. I have a friend that's going through that right now. They have to blow into that little machine to start their car, and if that machine registers above 0.08, that car will not start. So he's doing a lot of Uber and having friends, you know, drive him around. But it's an inconvenience. It's an embarrassment. You got to tell people that I can't really drive. Yeah, you know, no one wants to admit it. You know, just pick me up, man. Just pick me up. You know, so it's an inconvenience. So along with being embarrassing. How do you know if someone is an alcoholic or needs help? I think we went ahead and we went over that earlier, but just make sure you Google if facilities near you to give them some help. Now, back to the fun. Okay, let me ring the bell and get that air out of here, because we know we're not going to be doing that. We're going to have fun and enjoy the parties we go to. So, when throwing a party at home, oh, yes, ma'am.
And either you or Dr. Grant can answer this. You said that for women, 8 or more drinks a week is considered heavy drinking, but for men, it's 15.
Because men have a higher tolerance, their weight, their height. Most men are taller, bigger than women, most, so they can take a little bit more. Although, even when they were younger, they might could have put it away, but as they're getting older, they don't take as many, but it's still more than what a woman could take. Is that correct? Okay, well, we'll keep moving. That's what I've heard, that's what I've been told. Yeah, yeah. Along with, and that depends, because you can take 4 drinks, but a bigger, taller, heavier person might can have 8 and still be at the same level as you. So that's what we learned in class. So that's why the men and women, most men are bigger than women, so therefore their intake is more. But thank you for that question. Anyone else?
Well, I was going to ask this kind of hard question, is though, but age does have a lot to do with it. I mean, if you're a younger person, you may be able to metabolize the alcohol and everything, whereas an older person who, you know, more
Slower.
slower and everything.
Well, think about it. When you were young, you were moving.
Yes.
You go out, you would dance.
You could burn it off.
You could burn it off. You were running. We were always outside. We were doing, yeah, now you're sitting.
Half-life of alcohol, half-life, when we look at alcohol, is based on an hourly consumption. So if you drink one drink, and it's, you know, whatever, 100 proof, 90% alcohol, like a whiskey, it's gonna take you 1 hour to get that out of your system. So if you take 2 shots of alcohol, it's gonna take 2 hours to get it out of your system. So You go in a bar, you get a shot of whiskey, you expect 1 hour before that drops below the 0.8.
Very good point. Very good point. So that way you can pace yourself when you go to the party. You say what now? You do. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because stop.
But you have that shot, and then you have something mixed with it.
Yeah, that weakens it. But if
So sugar actually increases the time. No, the effect. The effect
makes it more potent faster. Okay, then drinking it straight. Wow. Okay. So as I was saying, party tips. When you're throwing a party at home, don't feel like you got to go and buy a liquor store. 2 to 4 beverages can make it happen. Vodka, bourbon, rum maybe, and tequila. Or you can X one of those off. Just, you know who you're inviting, you know your crowd. So don't feel like, oh gosh, I'm going to be out of all this money just because I want to throw a party. But again, reserve the more expensive items for a more intimate crowd of 10 or 20 people. And you want to step up your game, you would then maybe still purchase 2 to 4 items, but it would be of a higher grade, if you understand what I'm saying. That's where we come in as a concierge bartending service. We can help you understand what you need to purchase. Of course, we're going to recommend our Delta Dirt because they're our favorites. But we can also let you know what's on the higher end, what's on the lower end, according to what your budget is, where to go to get it, different options there. So that's where we come into play on our consultations. We can show you how to get it from either the discount that we get or Costco. Costco has a liquor store of its own, and they have really good prices. Sometimes the amount for the price is smaller, but it's a better deal if you just need one, as opposed to going to the liquor store. And now there's liquor tax, there's food and grocery tax, there's estate tax, there's lots of taxes. So when you have somebody that can get on the Little Rock Air Force Base or the Camp Robinson, then go with them because there's no tax added. They have to pay for it. Y'all didn't hear this from me, but they do have to pay for it. But there's no tax involved, especially when you're, planning for a large party or something. One of the main reasons for having a mixologist at your event serving is so you can actually enjoy the party that you work so hard to plan. When you're running around trying to get ice and make sure everybody's got lemonade and a cookie and some wine and this and that, you're actually pooped. You're not enjoying the party. Your guests are talking to you, but they can only talk to you for a second because you're trying to wait on this one and do this over here. So this is the reason why you hire the professionals. Let them do their job. They are professionals. That's why you consult with them before. At least I do. And then that way we work through the whole party. I know that we're doing the bar, but we need to know everything. Is there a speech? What time's cutting the cake? Are you having champagne? Are we going to be serving wine first, or just wine and beer only, and then after dinner? Are we going to serve the rest of the alcohol? So there's little tricks of the trade. With that said, people come in for a wedding reception. We encourage them to serve the wine and beer and the signature cocktail first. And then after dinner, serve your heavier liquors, your bourbon, your rum, and tequila. This is so everybody's not sloshed 2 hours into your event. You've actually paced them without them realizing they're being paced. They've got some food on their tummy, and now they can have a drink or two. Like Dr. Hearn said, wait a couple of hours, dance it off, and be okay when it's time to leave. A lot of people like to have a bottle of water. I always encourage Coke, Sprite, and bottled water for your non-drinkers, because when people are leaving, they like to have a little bottle of water just because, or they're thirsty. So that helps. So those are the things that we try to help our clients with. And I believe that's it for our Have Bar Will Travel presentation. I appreciate your time. But if Garbo is around, okay, she's going to tell you about some exciting things that she has coming up for their anniversary. So mark your calendars. December 28th is going to be their Christmas party, I do believe. So I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but she's got some exciting news to share. So I thank you. Do we have any more questions that I possibly can answer? Yes, ma'am.
If you know you're gonna be having a gathering.
Yes, ma'am.
And I mean, I know you said you make yours non-alcoholic first, maybe average.
As much as possible.
As possible. But would you recommend, if you're not doing that, to go ahead and say, make a picture full, like during the winter time, like I make winter white cosmos. And I just make a picture of those and have it either in the refrigerator or something.
Yes.
So people can serve themselves as they.
Yes, as long as you can monitor them. And when you have alcohol out, another thing you have to be aware of is who's getting it. Is Uncle John, is he coming up? This is his 10th drink from serving himself, okay? So that's a good reason to have someone. Or is someone coming up and they're like, ooh, a beer, let me go to the car, and ooh, another beer. Next thing you know, they got a 6-pack in the car of your alcohol when you're trying to, wait on the guests. When you have someone monitoring it, then we notice these things. Now, we won't bust them out per se, but we would come to you and say, hey, Uncle Johnny's got, this is his 6th beer, and he's a little, words are slurring. We're trained to kind of recognize when we see overindulgence, which is what you want, because you don't want nobody leaving your party in danger. Everybody's coming to have a good time and all those good things. But yes, it's okay to leave it to self-serve, especially if it's no alcohol in it. But when it's alcohol in it, you just want to be aware and keep an eye on it. So, any other questions? Well, I want to, oh, yes, ma'am.
I'm starting to see a lot of people when they cook, they grill, they use alcohol. Is it a certain type of liquor or alcohol they should use with the cooking?
Well, that depends on if they're marinating it sometimes or cooking it in. One thing to know, once you put that fire to the alcohol, it burns off the toxins, so you're not getting that full effect of alcohol in your whatever you're cooking. Now, I know people do rum cake, and that's baking, but when you're cooking and there's fire, it pretty much burns it off. But that rum cake, it stays in there now. If you're baking, it doesn't evaporate too much. You can taste it, so there is a difference. But it just depends on what they like. Most people use their preferred preference. Like I do a marinated mushroom with just Crown Royal and butter. And I swear it tastes like the restaurants. But you don't taste the Crown, but it does have that little bit of that flavor. So most people just use their favorite alcohol. The wine, they like to marinate the shrimp and, vegetables, seafood, that type of stuff. So just use your favorite. Anybody else? Well, I don't want to delay any longer. Come on and tell us about the 28th. And thank you all. Thank you.
And thank you, Tami, for all those points. I know she made a lot of points that maybe we hadn't thought about. So that's why we're here to give you that information. So I want to bring up Ms. Letitia Moore with Oak Street Health. She's one of our sponsors for this event. I wanted her to say hello before she has to leave.
Hello, everyone. So my name, once again, is Letitia. I am the outreach at Oak Street Health. I recently just transferred here from Chicago, Illinois. I've been with Oak Street Health for about 3 years now. Came out here to help our Little Rock office. So pretty much Oak Street Health is a primary care provider, doctor's office for adults that's on Medicare. We do specialize in senior care. We also do provide a lot of things for our seniors. We provide transportation to and from area appointment. We also do spend more than usual time with our patients at Oak Street Health. We offer a lot of things. We have social workers, mental health specialists. We also work with local insurance agents to make sure that you all are aware of your insurance and that you are receiving everything that's due to you as far as your insurance. Um, yeah, so if you all want to visit my table, you're more than welcome. I can answer any questions that you all may have. And thank you for having me today.
So our next presenter will be Camille Watkins, who is our insurance woman, who will give us a little insight to what's going on with the ACA and Medicare and all of that. So she's our, I guess, our informant on all that. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. As you probably all know, your annual enrollment for Medicare has ended. It runs in general from October 15th to December 7th. That does not mean you cannot make changes. You may have a special circumstance, like maybe you move, maybe you qualify for a low income subsidy. These are all opportunities to make sure that you're enrolled in the proper plan. And two, as far as the ACA, again, the final day for enrollment for a January 1st effective date was a couple days ago, December 15th. Again, that doesn't mean that you've run out of all opportunity to enroll in a plan. You still have till January 15th to enroll in a plan for 2026. So keep that in mind. Also, with the plan that you may have now, most plan benefits run from January to December, meaning any benefit that you don't use, you lose. So keep that in mind. I know that this is December 17th, but you still have a few days left in the year to maybe get those final checkups or even take advantage of any of the added extras, maybe benefit awards that are part of your plan. So keep that in mind. Any questions or anything? Okay, well, thank you.
We understand that Medicare premiums for seniors is not going to go up significantly. Right?
They're not going up significantly. The standard Part B premium this year, which is the premium that Social Security takes out for Medicare every month, this year it was $185. Next year that's going to be $202.68. So it has gone up quite a bit. Now there is a cost of living increase for 2026. It's 2.8%. Um, and people that have been in Medicare for a while, you realize in general, if you get a cost of living increase, usually that Part B premium goes up. Most people, they're having their premium deducted from Social Security, so what you receive is what you receive. But keep in mind it is going up for next year. Any other questions? Yeah. And then too, also, that's the premium for any kind of outpatient care, doctor's visits, maybe outpatient therapy, but you also have Part A, which is your inpatient care or hospital care. In general, most people are not paying a monthly premium for Part A because all the years you worked, I know you saw the FICA deduction and those deductions, that helps pay towards Part A. Now, there may be a few people paying a Part A premium, but in general, you already paid for it through your payroll taxes or the payroll taxes of your spouse. That's something. Anything else? Okay. Well, thanks again. My name is Camille Watkins, and I'm an independent agent, so I represent you. Um, I carry different companies from Humana, United Healthcare, Mutual of Omaha. So what I do is, and what our team does is, we search the best plan for you. So definitely keep that in mind. But anything else? Okay. Well, thank you so much. Okay. All right.
Gift cards. Do you want me to read the names? Yeah, you can read them. Okay. Okay, so our last presenter, well, spoke last week. I want to bring Lionel up to talk about the potential trip to Oaklawn and what we need to do. I know we have a couple of dates, but I think we'll need to move it out. But what will happen if we do this day at Oaklawn?
Good catch. Well, Garbo, we've had several people who have shown and expressed interest in going to Oaklawn, and I believe we're trying to get a date together. We had looked at one beginning in January, the 1st of January, actually January the 2nd. And we're going to formulate a list for people who may want to go so that we can see how much interest we have, and we'll just have to go from there to see. Like I said, it'll just depend on the interest of those who are interested in going to spend a day at Oaklawn. And Garber will have a list here at the gallery, so contact her and let her know of your interest in going, and we're going to make it happen between now and the end of the beginning of May, when Oaklawn ceases their live running. So.
Thank you. All right, so now it's time for announcements and upcoming events. So on Saturday at 10:30, we will have Maria Hoskins here with her book Christmas Night on the Farm, and this will be year number 10 that she's come every Christmas and shared her book Christmas Night on the Farm. So bring your children, kindergarten through 6th grade. We have prizes, we sing songs, we learn manners, all these things that are important for our children to learn. The next thing we're having is a Wisdom Wednesday jazzy celebration. Those of you who came in August, we're going to kind of repeat that, but we have a special guest coming. Hazel Shampoo will be here, who is the great granddaughter of Scipio Jones. So if you want to meet her, please come. And also, Mr. Harvey Williams will be here with Delta Dirt Distillery, because he is excited to meet Miss Shampoo because of the Elaine race riot and the things that her grandfather did. So he's coming to honor her, and he's going to have a signature cocktail and offer some tasting. So it'll be a fun evening. And Curtis Adams will be here playing his normal jazz that he plays, and that's a Sunday afternoon from 3 to 5, the 28th of December. And we'll be celebrating the third day of Kwanzaa, which is collective work and responsibility. So definitely you'll be getting the invitation. We ask that you RSVP. So now it's time for door prizes, right? So come on down. And who's gonna, Tami, come and do the door prizes for us?
Uh-oh, put that back in there. Mixing it up too much.
Yes, we can.
Uh-oh. Number 6.
Number 6, and that would be, turning the pages around upside down, dropping everything. That would be Camille Watkins. So you get a calendar. Everybody needs a calendar. So knowing that Pyramid Art Books and Custom Framing and Hearn Fine Art is here for your holiday, all your holiday needs, only unique gifts here at Pyramid. So today the gifts are coming from Pyramid. So what's the next one? Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3. And that would be Ian Tart. Or I can't read that. Pam? What is that?
It looks like Ian, but it may be Tami Tart.
Phone number 821-8994.
501-831.
Oh, me.
Oh, that's
Am I
you.
number 3?
That's you.
You're number 3. We can't read your So you get a gift card. You get a gift card. So yes. So the gift cards are for our Baobab Book Club. We are starting that in January. It's sort of like the highlights that every month your child will get a book, and we'll have a Zoom presentation from our young lady in Philadelphia, Alana, who handles our book club. And so we'll also have authors on. So it'll be a lot of fun. So we want you to sign your child up to get a book a month. So we're starting you off with a gift card so you can help with that. Okay, one more.
And number 11.
Number 11 is going to be a person online, so they cannot win. So we have to put that.
Okay.
Got to be present to win.
Gotta be present to win. All right. Number 12.
Number 12, that would be Lionel Davis.
All right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you get, I know you travel a lot, you get a cushion that has earmuffs. It also has a thing to cover your eyes. So yeah, so those will be when you drive in that already. Maybe when we go to Oakland. Okay, we got one more. One more.
No, please not.
Okay.
Number 13.
Number,
We went right in the row.
you are right in the row. I have my glasses. There we go. That you can see.
Look, I had my glasses, but
Phyllis Brown. Woohoo! Phyllis gets a gift card. She gets a gift card, so you don't have to come. So one last announcement. We also are part of citywide Kwanzaa, and Kwanzaa starts the 26th of December and it goes through the 1st. And we do the first day, which is Umoja, which is unity. So it's always at noon, and you'll be getting this information with the calendar, and it's also out on the cabinet out there. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you back in January, because our next presenter, I believe, is Dr. Archie Hearn, who's going to be talking about the use of cannabis. So that's something that we need to understand. So you want to say hello, Dr. Hearn? Come on up. He wants to wave, yes. So invite our guests to come out. The first Wednesday in January is January 7th.
Yeah, we won't be sampling.
We won't be sampling.
No
What will we
samples.
be doing?
We're going to discuss the history of marijuana, medical implications, the inflammatory effects, particularly.
And who actually who gets the most of the marijuana
Well,
cards?
I've been a part of the industry since the inception. I don't sell it. I don't recommend it, because you can't recommend. Well, there's an Allen law. You can recommend it to a patient, but we don't prescribe it because it's not FDA approved. It's not approved by the federal government. The state made a choice, and the citizen is the one who makes the choice as to whether they will use it. But in my practice, I have about 3,000 users. 75% are non-African American, basically 75% are Caucasian or other race, and then 60% of them are over 60. Yeah, 60% of people who use over 60. So we don't see you're 18 or under, you can't use it unless you have a special permit for seizures. But that young population, they're not the people who are coming in getting medicinal marijuana.
Okay, well, thank you.
I'll talk about that.
So we'll see you on January 7th, right? All right. Thank you. Please come and get some cookies that Camille provided, and